Welcome back into another episode of Small Business Finance. And here we talk with lenders that could really benefit small business owners. And we're joined today by Clint Stanton. Clint is a managing director of TradeCap Partners in Dallas and a purchase order financing expert and a company that I'm really happy to be involved in as of late with some clients. So, Clint, first of all, thanks for taking some time with us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Ralph. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So exactly what is purchase order financing? Can you break it down for people who may not be familiar with it?
Sure. So, purchase order financing is a short term working capital solution that provides capital to businesses that need to acquire or manufacture inventory that are being sold under purchase orders and contracts from creditworthy end customers.
It's interesting. I think a lot of business owners are not aware of purchase order financing, where if they get a big opportunity to maybe take a step up in their business, but they don't have the upfront capital to pay for raw materials, to pay for the packaging, to pay for the labor before they in turn get paid themselves, that's when you guys really come in and help, right? You pay for those upfront costs that business owners don't know where to turn to get the money.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're frequently used as an alternative to equity,
Mhm.
working with companies that are faced with periods of rapid growth and expansion. Also working with companies that might be in a period of distress. But to the point that you made, our capital is used to pay suppliers directly for the product if it's a finished good, or in the case of a manufacturer or somebody that's using an outsourced contract manufacturer, paying for raw materials, raw ingredients, direct labor cost, or co-packing costs. Anything that's directly related to the cost breakdown of fulfilling the orders, that's where purchase order financing can be utilized.
So what type of companies, what kind of industries typically turn to you?
So generally, it's going to be any business that's selling a tangible product. So importers, wholesalers, manufacturers, distributors, those are predominantly the companies that we're working with on a day-to-day basis.
So can you give me an example? I know we can go through an example you and I are working on, which has turned out great. By the way, I have to say, from my own experience, we just started talking, 10 days ago or so, and now you've already put closing docs out on a particular order that was super time sensitive, where this company is able to really jump up in class, right? They're going to a gigantic new opportunity, and you guys are helping them in getting to that next step.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully that kind of shows the speed and expertise on our end of being able to execute and work with clients that are stepping in to fill large programs. Just to use a short example, we do a lot that goes into wholesale and retail channels. I would say a client we came across last year was selling arts and crafts into a big box retailer. The company was probably less than $5 million in sales, and they landed a load-in program, which is going to be followed by subsequent quarterly programs to the tune of a $10 million commitment to this big box retailer. So basically double to triple the size of the top line growth with one customer. In a lot of instances, that creates a customer concentration that's difficult to finance. We stepped in a matter of a couple of weeks, put in a purchase order finance solution that was paying their overseas supplier for finished goods that were then being delivered to the big box retailer. Since then, we still maintain that relationship today, and they've probably fulfilled north of $15 million of sales. So again, a company less than $5 million in revenue in a matter of 12 to 18 months is now 3 to 4 times the size of what they were before, all through utilization of PO financing.
See, and this is really what I want to strive to really get across on this conversation today is if you're a company that you could take on bigger projects, but you just also know you don't have the money in the bank right now to do it, so it stops you from doing it. This is what we're talking about. This type of purchase order financing can get you into those next opportunities, which I think is a great way to get there. In fact, the company that Clint and I are working with, they done about 1.5 million in the past year, and probably in the next 12 months, if all goes as planned, they're going to go from 1.5 million to 20 or 30 million in a year and a half, which would be amazing. What size projects do you want to look at? Like how low of a purchase order will you guys finance? And I'm sure there's probably no cap, but I mean, what do you typically see coming in as far as requests go?
Sure. So TradeCap provides facility sizes on the low end, $200,000 facility size, all the way up to 20 million. What I would tell you is normally over the years. My partner and I have been doing this for 45 plus years. And generally, the size of the facility ranges between 500,000 and 10 million is the
Okay.
bulk of the financing requests that we receive.
When you guys get a project request in the door, what specifics are you looking for that make it either an approval to a decline? I mean, aside from the typical credit concerns, but what exactly are the trigger points that you guys like to see?
Sure. So one, we want to know that the operators of the business know their transaction, know their numbers. We're looking at first and foremost the credit worthiness of the end customer, because that's
Mhm.
what it all starts with. If there's an order that's issued from a customer that we deem that's ineligible to pay the amount of that order, we can't finance it. So credit worthiness of the end customer is first and foremost. Then we're underwriting our client's ability to perform and execute, and or their suppliers to perform and execute. So that might involve a track record of dealing with that supplier. It might involve knowing or having worked with the logistics or third party warehouse providers involved before. But those are the two primary considerations. And then I'd say tertiary, we're looking at the financial capacity of our borrower as well. How much money do they need? Do they need 100% of the order financed? Do they have capital or terms from suppliers to be able to contribute to the transaction?
Mhm.
Those are all considerations we're making when evaluating a purchase order finance opportunity.
So, how quickly can a business get funded once they send you the pertinent documents? And I guess before I get into that, what documents do they typically, what documents typically would you want to look at to take on a new file?
Sure. So a business can be funded in as quickly as 5 to 7 business days. I want to say the quickest we've done it before is 2 or 3, which is really based on getting return searches back from
Yeah.
wherever the jurisdiction is. What we're normally asking for on the front end, Ralph, is a copy of the order, or if it's multiple orders, we want to understand terms of those sale. So it could be in a supplier or vendor agreement, but it's generally going to be spelled out in the orders. Then we're going to want to see the full cost breakdown needed to
Mhm.
fulfill those orders, and then we're going to want to look at financials of the borrower as well. Outside of that, we do want to understand ownership breakdown, but those are the primary things we're looking for in an opening request for a PO finance transaction.
Well, this has been super helpful, Clint. I really appreciate your time. I'll make sure that we add your contact information into the show notes and the description below the video here. And of course, you and I work together. So if people want to begin a relationship with you, they can contact me and then we'll get a conference call set up to discuss our opportunity. But again, folks, I mean, for those of you who have an opportunity that may be too big for your bank account, or you just want to keep your powder dry for working capital purposes, and you'd like some assistance with your purchase orders to take it to the next step, let's get together and discuss that. We're with Clint Stanton, the managing director here for TradeCap Partners. And Clinton, again, thanks very much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Look forward to closing the deal here this week on the one we're working on now and collaborating with you guys and many more going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ralph. Look forward to it as well.
Thanks again. Have a good one. And thanks again,
You
everyone,
too.
for checking out this video and check out both Borrower U and our other channel, Small Business Financing, for more interviews with great lenders like Clint. Until next time, all the best.